All right, my name is Alix Jules. I'm the historian for the Fellowship of Freethought. Today is December 19th. It's 11 a.m. Do we have any visitors, new visitors today? Hi, welcome. Yeah, I've seen you before. Let's see. Happy birthday, Kathy. All right. Happy birthday, Kathy. Let's see. We don't have Will here today. He is actually at College Station this weekend finishing up his master's, which he's been working on for a while. So congratulations, Will. Good morning and welcome to our 11th and last gathering of the year. The year's almost over. All right, so the Fellowship of Freethought is a group based on 4 facets, represented by our logo, the Fellowship Pansy, beginning left, moving clockwise, those principles being Freethought, Fellowship, Friendship, and Family. Our monthly gatherings are just that, monthly gatherings of free thinkers for the exchange of ideas and celebrating in our humanity. Today's topic touches very much on that, celebrating our humanity and the natural wonders abound. This is a time of year where many of the faithful parade in piety talking about the reason for the season, gleefully unaware of the pagan origins of their own traditions. It tends to get tiring sometimes countering a Merry Christmas with Happy Holidays without getting a nasty look, or replying with Merry Mithras or Mithrismas without getting a look of puzzlement. Of course, Mithras being the nearest deity whose birthday is actually attributed to December 25th. But if we know that, is not saying anything too accommodating? Or should we just let it go? Our secular community is facing that question more and more every day, and it's escalated. We want Christmas. For a lot of non-believers, you just want to wait the calendar out and get to the New Year festivities. To be honest, for a long time, I loathed this time of year. Anyone celebrate human light or solstice? Yeah. All right. Anyone celebrate Christmas? Or admit to celebrating Christmas? Okay. All right. All right, so we've got human light, we've got solstice. That's great, but does that alienate the rest of our families, many of whom may still be believers? Do you find yourself biting your tongue during this time of year, trying not to contribute to the alleged war of words or war on Christmas? If you let it, this can be a very segregating time of year for non-believers, especially when we're told that we're not being respectful of other people's belief, simply because we disagree, let alone pointing out something as innocuous as saying millions of Americans are good without God. If it wasn't for the time that family and friends got off, I'd get in the car and just keep driving. I actually did that one year, and right after I realized I didn't buy into the whole Christmas story anymore. I just drove. I had to get away from the commercialization, the same music track. I found the darkest area I could find with no light pollution for miles and tried to enjoy one of my favorite pastimes, stargazing. But I couldn't even do that. And get away from the Christmas story, of course, because of the Star of Bethlehem story. That bugged me. I looked up and remembered my first telescope, which, ironically enough, was given to me as a Christmas gift. That little mead fueled hours of questioning and looking up. Always looking up, and when I was a believer, it spurred me to look higher, deeper, farther. I kept looking up. I was searching for God. I'm still searching. Okay. I knew that if I prayed, or I believed if I prayed hard enough as a child, looked hard enough as a child, I'd see the little glimpse somewhere, that special twinkle just for me. It would be my sign that there was a God, and that he would acknowledge that he knew that I was here. Just any confirmation. It was kind of funny, actually, because in the end, after reflecting, I wasn't so mad anymore. I loved that telescope, and it, in the end, helped me find my answers. It fueled my curiosities. I wasn't going to let such a grand story make me bitter. I still didn't like the holiday, but I wasn't going to take away some of the same memories, or potential for memories, opportunities, for celebration from my family or from my children. Tradition isn't always bad. Now, I'm honest about it, and they don't get the whole Star of Bethlehem story. They get something quite different, but still star-related. The knowledge that atoms that compromise life on Earth, the atoms that make up the human body, are traceable to the crucibles that cook light elements into heavy elements in their core under extreme temperatures and pressures. These stars, the high-mass ones amongst them, went unstable in the later years. They collapsed and then exploded, scattering their enriched guts across the galaxy. Guts made of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and all the fundamental ingredients of life itself. These ingredients became part of gas clouds that condensed, collapsed, coalesced from the next generation of solar systems. Stars with orbiting planets, and those planets now have the ingredients for life itself. So that when I look up at the night sky, and I know that, yes, we are part of this universe, we are in this universe. But perhaps more important than both of those facts is that the universe is in us. When I reflect on that fact, I look up. Many people feel small because they're small and their universe is big. But I feel big because my atoms came from those stars. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson. Now that's a sentiment I find no regret in sharing with my children. Instead of implanting them with the guilt that they were so evil that a deity had to impregnate a young girl to be born on the 25th of December to then sacrifice itself to save them from an eternal fire that it created, now pass. I remind them that their atoms are forged in an even hotter furnace, hotter than any hell. Fused from the elements that makes the universe and them what they are in every literal aspect, things that stars are made of. I can definitely celebrate that. I can sit at a table and exchange memories instead of stories. I can find time to enjoy the non-materialistic pieces of the holiday, and I'll do it without being bitter anymore. The good part of Christmas is not always Christian. The good part of Christmas is not always Christian. It is generally pagan, that is to say, human and natural. Robert Ingersoll. Sometimes as non-believers, we just need to remember that. You can give up Christmas if you want, but don't let them take it away from you. Welcome.